a Goliath just stationed there, or maybe an SCV dropped there to build a couple turrets would probably be pretty smart for Frozean, unless he wants to build some wraiths of his own, which at this point I don't think would be the wisest decision overall. I don't think he really benefits too much from producing any wraiths, so I would like to see him just station a Goliath there or build a couple turrets. He's building some turrets at his forward line as well. The only problem right now for Frozean is where does he go next? He's got these 3 bases, but we did see Baby going for his 4th base, and how does Frozean get a 4th base? Does he go to the top right, where he'd basically have to ferry everything over by a dropship until he can stop the contain that's been put on by Baby? Going to the left side of the map is going to be difficult once again because of that contain, and he hasn't broken it, so Baby would be able to just go to that 9 o'clock ridge and tank that position as well. He does have the dropship, so he could break out or destroy a segment of Baby's army. He's just got to time it right, got to pick the right spot, and try and get when he decides to get another base. He can sit here on 3 bases and build a pretty big army and try and do some damage, but this is TVT, so you're going to want to take more bases at some point, pretty quickly too, because it is TVT. Oh man, these dropships are going to get caught by the wraiths. Another dropship gets caught. Don't think it was able to drop off all of its troops either. And a couple turrets were placed there as well to try and harass these dropships. They're going to go down, but they did their job, the scouting, and got a couple shots in on the dropships. So still pretty decent investment there. The dropships now flying over everything, and they're actually going to go for the 4th, and they're going to siege up here at the 4th. A couple Goliaths here as well, and Baby's going to have to bring in some units here to defend against this. Going to have to find a way to get to the units behind the ridge, behind the mineral lines. It's kind of a complicated method to get behind there. It's not exactly the best position. And Frozean now moving this army, now that he stopped mining at that base, going to try and go for the 3rd, and Baby bringing in some tanks, and very, very nice there by the tanks of Baby coming in here and picking off a lot of the stragglers as they were trying to get up that ramp for Frozean. So he's losing a lot, taking a lot of hits right now, and not looking really good for Frozean, and that for the rest of this this battle, he is going to lose all those Goliaths, going to lose the rest of that force, not able to do too much more after delaying the mining at that 4th base. So overall, not the most effective of drops for Frozean. All he did really was delay mining at the base, did not kill a lot of units, only killed a couple of turrets here and there. Not a whole lot of damage done for all of that. All said, at least he was able to keep Baby's attention occupied elsewhere, and he has developed a pretty large tank and Goliath force, and it looks like he's going to go try and break out right now, and Baby does not have a whole lot of troops here on this advanced ridge. He does have a bunch of tanks and a few more coming in. It looks like another 4 or 5 tanks coming in here to reinforce, and that could be enough. We'll see. That could be enough to actually keep Frozean pinned in, and that will absolutely be just devastating for Frozean if he can't break out of this, and he's forced to remain on these 3 bases, and he can't get a 4th up. It's going to be devastating. I'm sorry, I didn't notice this. Wasn't watching the minimap very carefully, but Baby is taking the bottom left, both bases as well, the main and the natural. So he's going up to 6 bases right now for Baby. Frozean stuck on 3. It does look like I can't tell whether that's a lot of forces or some like gravelly stuff at the top right for Frozean, but if that is a blob of forces, he could maybe try and take the bases at the top right. But overall, not a good position for Frozean, not able to really clean up, break out, and now his forces are getting clogged into this little choke. Luckily, the tank not able to get many more shots off, so not able to do too much damage. Looks like he's going to try Baby is going to try and stop this army from securing the 4th base at the 10 o'clock position, and Frozean's just losing a lot of tanks, just straggling. The last couple tanks in every single move just seems to be dying, and it's not been very pretty, to say the least. And looks like he is maybe going to clean this up. Nope, he's going to use his Goliaths to attack this missile turret, and is going to die to the tank right there. And this tank actually looks like it's probably getting a bunch of kills on these SCVs that were, unfortunately for Frozean, sent to the lowest mineral patch, so they were definitely in range of that tank. And yeah, it looks like Baby's going to lose a couple of his raids, but still he's bringing more tanks to bear, and I think at this point Baby is just going to win by sheer force of numbers with all these bases, with all of this stuff to bear, even without dropships. I mean, Frozean's one saving grace at this moment is the dropship advantage that he has and the mobility advantage. But he's just losing dropships here and there. He's losing one here, one there. He just lost another one or two, and these drops that he's doing just are not effective enough, unfortunately for him. He needs to get a really good drop in where he gets a decisive win against a group of baby's stuff, and then he needs to, you know, maybe kill a base and take another one of his own, because even if this base, this fourth case, stays up, he's still going to be down 6 bases to 4, so it's still not a good position for him. And baby still has not chosen to go for dropships either. Well, yep, there we go. He's going for wraiths, actually. Just going to keep developing these wraith forces and cloak them up, pick off the Goliaths that are supporting the tanks, and then start picking at the tanks. So there we go. And here comes a drop for Frozean. Going to go for the 4th base. Going to be able to do a lot of damage there, especially because he did not siege. Notice that he did not siege his tanks, so these SCVs not able to get within the range of the tanks, and not able to get any sort of splash damage done either. But the tanks for Frozean at the top right have gone down to the wraiths, so still a difficult position for Frozean, I think. Looks like he's going to be able to take down this command center, maybe, but not the best of positions. And these wraiths again are going to catch the dropships. Another 1, 2 dropships go down. Could have probably picked off a 3rd if he was paying a little bit more attention. Probably could pick off his engineering bay if he was in the mood as well. We have a 3rd starport being built for baby, so really dedicating to this wraith build, and a lot of tanks for baby coming in here to clean up this batch of units from Frozean. Frozean wanted to come in here and go towards the 3rd again, but again, basically at the same point, baby is catching Frozean's army and is eliminating it very, very effectively, just very, very effectively, very, very easily, slaughtering that army. So baby doing a good job of defending these drops in his own way, not the traditional, you know, have your own dropships and counter the drops, but yeah, really minimizing the damage that these dropship forces can do. Every single one of these forces that's been dropped has been cleaned up in pretty short order, actually, and hasn't been allowed to really do too much elsewhere. We do finally see a group of Frozean's troops heading towards the bottom left to try and take down a couple of these bases. If he can take down a couple of these bases, that would be absolutely awesome for him, and really keep him in this game just, you know, that much longer, and could go well. We'll see if he's able to do enough damage quickly enough, but for baby bringing in forces from the back and is going to clean it up. So again, Frozean not able to do enough damage. And the point still stands that Frozean's going to lose this game as it develops. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, looks like 8 bases now for baby. Yep, baby's getting up to 8 bases. This is just becoming a farce at this point. Frozean's going to have to... this is just a joke. This is becoming a joke. Frozean is running out of options. He's running out of forces. He's running out of mining, comparative especially to baby getting up to 8 bases. Baby could take the 8 o'clock too and get up to 9 just for a good number. But this is... oh man, this is basically over for Frozean. He's getting another machine shop or 2, and he's loading up his dropships, but what is he going to drop? If he drops on these tanks, it doesn't really do anything. There's so many tanks, and they're being spread out by baby in such an intelligent fashion that the drops really aren't going to be all that effective either. Luckily for for Frozean, Frozean's going towards the top right to take out these 2 bases, and he's going to be able to do that because the forces for baby are not there. Unfortunately for him, baby's going to counter this by going for the 4th of Frozean, and not a whole lot that Frozean's going to be able to do to stop this. I think Frozean's just going to let that base die, I think. I mean, it looks like he's sending some forces to defend against it. I don't think he's really going to be able to do much of anything. At the same time, he's going to try and take the base at the top right, natural. But yeah, this is not looking real good at all for Frozean. And now he's starting to lose his Goliaths to wraiths, and tanks coming in here to clean this up. So this dropship force that was there to try and secure that 4th or that 5th is going to die, and GG from Frozean. So we made Fox's baby is going to even the series back up at 2 games to 2, and we're going to go into the 5th set. It is going to be on Icarus, and we'll see. I mean, Calm and Cal are both left for STX, but I don't think we'll see Calm, just because Calm's versus Terran is not best. He's definitely much better versus Protoss than he is versus Terran, so I'm going to think that we'll see Cal come out here to take down they take down Baby, the Great Cow. So we'll have to see, but we're gonna go on to set 6. I will see you, or I'm sorry, set 5. I will see you guys there.
속도감으로 뒤엎은 느낌도 있긴 합니다만 속도감뿐만이 아니라 판 운영이 너무 뛰어났어요.
네. 앞으로 과연 이 태양의 제국에서 몇 승까지 더 올릴지 모르겠습니다만 7승 2패 훌륭한 성적을 보여주면서 전태양이 더욱더 승리를 가져갈 수 있는 발판을 바로 본인의 맵에서 만들어냈습니다. 자, 2대2 다시 또 원점인데요. 5번째 세트 더 지나야 승부의 결정이 나겠습니다. 잠시 후 이카루스로 돌아옵니다.